Alright, finally back with another video of Razorlocks, this time where I'm actually talking about it. Main thing I want to show off is this new level I've been working on called Runner's Ridge, intended to be the first level in the game, kind of showcasing a new, more open design been trying out that I think probably suits the game better overall, just due to the nature of the movement mechanics. And I think it's kind of does a good job of like acclimating players to the movement mechanics and like the momentum, inertia type mechanics. Can you use the ramps to get more height, or dive down on them to get some more speed? And recently I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to actually get some feedback in person from players at an after party after GDC and also a local indie playtest event. And the feedback was pretty great. Basically everybody likes the movement mechanics, thinks the game feels pretty great. I think more of the confusion was about the goals in the levels and like what you're supposed to actually be doing, which I have some ideas for, but I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video. One of the main pieces of feedback with the movement was the lack of vertical mobility, and also feeling like the grapple doesn't have much use. So I've actually greatly expanded it so you can grapple vertically now, giving you a lot more freedom of movement. However, that means that I think a lot of the challenge in the game now is going to have to come from time limits in various challenges, since you can go pretty much anywhere you want and basically jump over pretty much any obstacle or hazard you want. So that's kind of what I'm keeping in mind with like how the difficulty in the game can be designed and escalated as you play through the game. And another new addition that I've added is a new challenge mode, or I guess NPC activity type mode, called an Airtime challenge, where the goal is to basically get as much airtime as possible against some AI controlled characters. In the full game, these two characters will be different. And you can also hit these multiplier triggers to increase the multiplier of your score. And you have to keep hitting them to keep your multiplier going. I think this also kind of serves the purpose of getting players more familiar with the movement mechanics as well. Basically forced you to kind of run around this area and jump around and get a feel for it. And also seeing how like the AI controlled characters run around and tackle the challenge as well. Still have to get some feedback though from playtesting. I'll at some other event I'll try to find to kind of get a feel for like how the difficulty should be tuned. But I think it's in a pretty decent spot right now, at least initially. Yeah, and then I can also show you the race for this level, which I have to manually activate currently. And now, since this will be the first level you actually do, or the first race you'll actually do in the game, it's designed to be much easier than the other one I previously showed. Since, you know, first-time players aren't going to be familiar with all the tools you have, and they can see like how the opponent does things like dash around or jump over certain gaps to see what's possible. And of course, right now it's currently very easy to just outrun them. Of course, new players aren't going to be moving around quite like this. So yeah, that's pretty much it for new additions. Another thing I wanted to mention is within these more like open-ended kind of main levels, I want to have hidden entrances to linear sub-levels that will be all about just getting from the beginning to the end as fast as possible. And I'm hoping that as players kind of run around and explore the levels, they'll find them. Like, I'd like to put an entrance back here. And the sub-levels will be more like the already existing levels that were shown previously. Yeah, and as far as like the number of levels in the game, I'm thinking maybe like 7 probably. The game is still going to be pretty short since it's a solo project. So I'm hoping like maybe 7 main levels, each with like 2 or 3 sub-levels within. And of course each of the main levels is going to have a bunch of challenges you can do and like NPCs you can talk to do side activities. And I'm also kind of toying with the idea of doing early access because I feel like having player feedback has been so valuable. I think it'll make the game better and help to more thoroughly test it to do early access, since there's only so many bugs that I can catch myself. Probably would if I did do that, I'd probably start with 2 levels initially and then add updates with 2 levels each until I get to the final goal amount. Or maybe even do more if the if the game gets a lot of traction. I could maybe add even more. And I think the next thing I need to do is try to make this level more presentable, make it more look like it's supposed to, more visually appealing, in order to create screenshots and maybe a video for a Steam page, since I really need to work on building a presence on Steam and accumulating wish lists. And I would really like to get that done by the end of the year, but we'll see. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I guess hopefully I can put out a couple more videos by the end of the year to show more progress, not go over a year without a video like previously. So thanks for watching, and for those of you who have followed the project since the beginning, this means a lot.